If I could go back in time and share one single piece of advice to the past me to drastically help speed up and sustain my weight loss goals and body recomp goals, it would be this: radically hike up my protein consumption. For literally years, I struggled despite trying so hard. I couldn't get the results. And honestly, I felt deprived and I felt hungry. If you can relate to this, then this one lifestyle adjustment is going to literally blow your mind with the difference it's going to make to your life and to your end results. When I got clear on how much protein I actually needed to eat, and then I implemented it into my daily life, it was a game changer. I got leaner, I lost body fat, I experienced better energy and mental clarity, and it was a major factor in helping me break up with overeating and sugar cravings because physically I felt satiated and I felt full. The point is, protein is your best friend. And it's essential because we don't have adequate protein stores in our body. So it's a nutrient that we need to consume every single day and in the right amount. If we don't, we shut down fat metabolism, meaning our bodies shut down our fat burning mode, the very function that we want to help lose weight. If we don't get enough protein, our bodies look for it elsewhere. Elsewhere mean tapping into our muscles and our tissue. And that's when we get muscle wastage and our metabolism slows down. And this is where we put on weight, even if we're not consuming more food and calories. And this gets catastrophically bad for people like me over 40, because with age, your needs for protein increase. And as you get older, you can progressively lose muscle mass, strength, and function, a condition called sarcopenia. Also, your muscles do tend to become less sensitive to the effects of the protein that you're making in your body, making it more difficult to maintain and build muscle. Okay, so the point is that people, you have got to make a decision. Do you want to be concerned and obsessed about how much you weigh, or do you want to be concerned about fat loss? What I want you to be saying to me right now is, Louise, yes, fat loss. Okay, so now you know why protein is essential. The next question is, how much do you need? A general guide is to eat 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of your ideal body weight. Ideal body weight, all right? But I recommend 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight if you have a goal of weight loss and or building muscle. Or if you're athletic, eat mainly a plant-based diet or recovering from illness, injury, or surgery. Or if, again, like me, you're plus 35, 40, 50, 60 and upwards. Well, it does seem like this is a lot of protein to consume, right? And if you're like me, the majority of clients that I have, what's going through your head right now is intimidation and overwhelm. How do I actually incorporate this protein amount into my diet and daily life? Let me know if that's how you're feeling in the comments. So yes, okay, transparently, it does take some practice, but I have the perfect tip to help you achieve this. What I want you to do is simply divide your daily protein goal by 3 for your 3 main meals. So for me, I aim to consume 140 grams of protein a day because yes, I know it's a lot. And that would be 43 grams per meal. And that's because I'm vegetarian. I do a lot of resistance training. And again, I'm over 50, right? So I fall into the 40s, need more protein category as well. But I just want to stop you for a moment as well, because when we're talking about protein, I really do see a massive mistake that is repeated over and over again in the people that have the best intentions for themselves, their body recomp, their weight loss. They get on target. I'm going to eat that amount of protein. And then they're looking at the scales. I'm like, my God, the scales are going up and putting more and more weight. And that's because they're choosing proteins with a lot of fat. So this is how you do not fall into that protein fat trap. And it's a formula. Okay, write this down. I want you to read the label, identify the number of calories per portion, then identify the protein amount per portion. And on that protein amount, I want you to add a 0. Now, here's the thing. If the protein number is the same as or more than the calorie number, you're good to go. You're not hitting that protein fat trap. Let me run you through some actual examples, starting with my favorite protein source, cottage cheese. In a serving of cottage cheese, you get 80 calories and you get 14 grams of protein. So what we're doing here is we are adding a 0 to that 14 grams. This gives us an 80 to 140 ratio. That's a winner because obviously the 140 is way higher than the 80 for our protein. So you can eat that comfortably and have no stress. It's just amazing. But let's take a look at peanut butter. What do you think is going to happen there? Because people do use peanut butter a lot for a quick go-to for protein. Okay, so in an average, we're all talking about averages here, okay? So you have to look at the label of each. But on average, protein in peanut butter comes in at about 7 grams per portion. But the calories for that come in at 190. So let's add the 0. The 0 to the protein comes in at 70. So that's a 190 to a 70 ratio. Woo! If you're not careful, then that is definitely going to crank up your weight, because if you're grabbing a spoonful here or there throughout the day, you can see where that's going, and it's going to go on those hips. Let's look at a serving of, say, turkey sausage. The calories come in on that at 100 calories, and the protein comes in at about 90 grams. So the ratio is 100 calories to 90 grams of protein. Works perfectly with our formula, right? I think you're getting this right now. But let's take the example of a protein bar, just an average protein bar. We're looking at the calories on it, and it says 210. Yes. So what is the protein? The protein, they always have it on the side. Probably says 10 grams of protein, right? So we add the 0, that's 110 calories. That's 110 differential between the 100 grams of protein to the 210 calories. So you can see how inadvertently you could be sabotaging your goals. Okay, one more. Let's look at another clean protein that I absolutely love, and that's plain live whole milk Greek yogurt. I'm going to use the example of the Wholesome Pantry brand here. A serving amount of a 6-ounce container contains about 140 calories, and the protein amount is 45 grams. Man, that sounds great. But let's go through the formula. Add the 0, and we're at 450. So you can see that that's a perfect choice for that ratio. You're not overgoing the calories, but you're really hitting that protein goal. And on top of it, I love this one because it's great for people watching their carb and sugar intake as well. And by the way, because I know some of you might ask me this in the comments, why am I choosing full fat? The reason is because it's less processed, and because when you take the fat out of yogurt, it does increase the glucose, the sugar levels in it by a tad. And if you watch my channel a lot or are on my email list, I am totally fixated in keeping a nice balanced glucose level, or nice balanced blood sugar level. All right. So I'm going to take the win wherever I can. Plus, you might want to know from a weight loss perspective, all the data in the science says that people were put on weight loss and were given full fat actually did better long run, because it kept the satiety hormones up and they felt full for longer. So that's why I love it. Okay, I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do eggs, okay, because I love eggs. All right, and I'm wanted to bring up eggs here because eggs do have a bad press, which I have a bee in my bonnet about, because it is totally not deserved. And that's why it's number 1 in my Mythbuster list video. I'm going to drop the link below so you can watch it and get up to speed with that. But if you look at one large egg, that comes in around 70 calories and with 6 grams of protein. So let's follow the formula. We're going to add a 0 to the protein, right? So it was 6 grams of protein, so it becomes 60. Again, that's perfect because we get a 60 to a 70 ratio, which again ticks our box for our formula. We have the right amount of protein and we have the right calorie amount. We're not going to put on extra weight by eating them and overdoing it in trying to reach our goals. All right, so great. So what I want to do for a quick moment is I want to run you through, say, my breakfast, my average breakfast, and show you how easy it is actually to incorporate protein to that amount in your daily life. All right. Now, remember, I'm looking to hit about 40 grams for each of my 3 meals. So on average, I'll eat 3 to 4 eggs for my breakfast because, like I said, I'm fanatic about them. I'm a vegetarian. They're a complete clean protein, and they really keep me full. And as I said, I really like them. All right, so it's 3 to 4 eggs. Next, I rustle up some veggies. So like I'll saute up some Brussels sprouts and mushrooms, and then I will steam some spinach. I also have a homemade, very large cappuccino, like about 16 ounce. Here, you're going to be amazed. Here's the protein breakdown. 4 eggs, 25 grams of protein. Cup of Brussels sprouts, that's an added 3 grams of protein. Cup of mushrooms, 2.2. A bunch of spinach, 8 grams of protein. And my large cappuccino coming at 8 grams. I'm now at 45.2 grams of protein for my breakfast. Boom. How easy was that, right? Honestly, you don't need to be intimidated by it. You can do this. It's much simpler than you think. And I just want to go through some recommendations that I have to just help you get started, okay? Because we want to get you to that daily protein quota for your success. So I break it down into 3 levels or 3 steps. So if we're going to start at stage 1 or step 1. Okay, so if you're just starting out by adding protein to each meal, you're not kind of used to it. What I want you to do is I want you to simply identify a protein on your plate with your 3 meals. That's all I want you to do. 1 piece of protein for each meal. Can't get easier than that, right? Secondly, if you feel then comfortable for that, right, and you are, not like feeling over intimidated and, we're going to take it the next step, we're going to take it 1 step further, which is I want you to think about adding, yes, you've got the protein down. I want you to think about the palm of your hand and the thickness of your hand. And so stage 2, I want you to add protein, but this time I want you to think of it in terms of the size. 1 palm of protein for the ladies with the thickness of your hand. 2 for the gents who are watching this. Again, the thickness of your hand. So easy, right? Okay, so you got that licked. Tick the box. So step 3 is when you're ready to optimize and maximize muscle growth and minimize muscle loss, then use the formula that I laid out at the beginning of this video of 0.7 to 1 gram of protein for ideal body weight. But also not forgetting to add the 0 trick to make sure that you're not accidentally consuming excess calories from protein sources with a lot of fat, giving you unwanted weight gain. I also want to give you another super helpful recommendation, except for those who are triggered by data. Okay, so if you have a disordered relationship with food, all right, this isn't necessarily for you unless you are in that healing place. But it is to buy a bioimpedance scale. They cost anything from $20 to $50, and the scale uses a very low voltage electrical circuit that goes from your toes all the way to your head, and it will identify what your weight is made up of. This data is then sent to an app on your phone, so it's super easy to use. Basically, muscle and fat conduct electricity at different rates. So the scale can show us the difference between how much muscle we're building, all right, by eating our protein, and also the amount of fat that you're hopefully reducing. And it also does other things like water intake. It's great. I can't recommend it enough. And this has been a breakthrough for not only me, but my clients in our body recomp journey to achieve a great healthy body fat ratio, and has totally liberated us from those untrustworthy, paranoia inducing old school scales. It also makes a great team up with the add zero trick to prevent the protein fat trap and help you increase protein while staying in caloric deficit. And listen, I know adopting a new way of eating can feel overwhelming, but after all my trial and error and frustration, I can promise you, nailing your daily protein consumption first will by far give the biggest and fastest impact and results. The question is, how do you achieve that place of harmony with your daily nutrition quickly and sustainably so that you aren't wasting your time to get to your goal? And the answer is in two ways. One, if you want me to help shortcut you through all the trial and error to nailing sustainable, healthy weight loss, then check out my free sneak peek in my healthy lifestyle transformation program. The description is in the comments and in the little section below. Or if you want to DIY it and get started on a plan with a step-by-step process to help you create healthy habits like hitting your daily protein quota, as well as prevent cravings and overeating because you're not getting enough of it, then I can't suggest enough to you to go and watch this video. I have a three-part series. It is so thorough. So you do not want to ignore this video, how to stop overeating and nighttime cravings, the proven tips that actually work. And these strategies were the fast track to helping me regain my figure, get healthy and stronger than I've ever been at 53, and even after 7 pregnancies. So you don't want to miss it. It's down here in the link. You can go and watch it now. And listen, I have been in your shoes. I see you. You can do this, and I'm rooting for you. Mwah. I'll see you next time.